What is going on, everyone? It's Johnny here with TraderX. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day today, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys another day trading recap and show you guys the trades that I took today, right? So I was down $110 as you can see here, and these were all the stocks I took and how much I was down on each stock. And then these were my executed orders where everything was filled, right? The prices I got in and out at. So you guys can take a look at this if you want. Other than that, I'm going to get right into the breakdown. So the first stock I wanted to take a look at was ticker symbol DPRO. And the reason why I like this one was I identified a support level right around like the $2.90 to $3 range, right? Which is where I drew these red lines based off their pre-market levels. And in the morning, right when the market opened, it was able to shoot up like about 25%. And I wasn't able to take in any part of that, unfortunately. I was paying attention to other stocks. But ultimately, when this thing ended up pulling back to these previous support levels, I viewed it to be attractive and for the upside away the downside. So I decided again with a small dollar amount that I felt comfortable risking even a 5 to 10% loss on this one. And so as I got in here, it ultimately ended up trying to bounce off the support area, but it continued to get rejected by the middle VWAP, and so it ultimately ended up flushing out over here. And so I took a $11 loss on this one. But the reason why I viewed it to be such a good trade, even though I lost money, is because of this setup here. So ultimately, when something gaps up this huge and then has a big pullback within a short amount of time, it typically can tend to find a support if the volume is there, and ultimately end up pushing right back up to these resistance levels, right? So I may have given up like 10% loss, but the potential for profit on this one was 50% or more. So I viewed that to be very attractive, and that's why I wasn't very upset, even though this one ended up not going according to plan. But as you guys can see, that one was, it still is number 2 on the top gapper list, so that's why I viewed it to be very attractive. Other than that, I traded ticker symbol AEHL, and as you guys can see, I did buy in here in the morning and ultimately ended up stopping out, and this thing ended up running, so I wasn't able to take part in any of this, unfortunately. And then later on in the day, when I saw it to continue to be bullish, I decided to take another trade, maybe where I shouldn't have, right? It was a little more overextended here, but I viewed it to be, if it was able to break above this resistance area, I thought it was going to continue to run like crazy on the day, right? I've typically seen some of these stocks tend to do that, and unfortunately the momentum wasn't there on this one, so I did lose $15 on this one. Other than that, I did want to take a look at ticker symbol Smfl. So this one is pretty similar to like the last few ones I was describing. So it was very overextended in the pre-market and after hours of yesterday, and it did have this huge pullback within a short amount of time. And I thought that it was going to find a support right around the EMA line. So that's why I decided to buy in. And so I was able to potentially, if this thing did have the momentum, make anywhere, from like 35 to 50%. And unfortunately, the momentum wasn't there on this one either, and I did take an $18 loss. The thing that didn't lose me the most money and where I made the biggest mistake on was trading the Nasdaq futures. So I was trading SQs all day because I thought the market was a bit overbought based off the previous time frames. And if you guys can just take a smaller look out here, you guys can see that it typically tends to touch right around the top VWAP and then have some form of pullback, right? So as you guys can see here, it'll touch the top VWAP, pullback, touch the top VWAP, pullback, and it was doing it again here. And so as it was touching the top VWAP, I thought we were going to have some form of pullback, but unfortunately that didn't end up happening. And I did not cut losses, right? So I refused to cut losses on SQQQ, which is the inverse of this one. So as this one continued to push up, the Nasdaq market overall, mine was actually going down in price. So that's why I took a bit of a bigger loss on this one. So, I typed in the wrong thing. My apologies. So as you guys can see here, right, this was decreasing in value, and you guys can see how many times I was over trading this, and I really should have just let this one go. and so I did take a $45 loss on this one. So what I can do better and improve on is cut my losses where it makes sense rather than letting it run. I was just letting $1,000 worth of shares run all day, and that ultimately ended up losing me most of the money. So what I can do better and what you guys can learn from is you have to set a stop loss somewhere before you go into any trade. And on top of that, just make sure you're managing your risk well. So today I was down 110. It could have been a lot worse if I didn't implement stop losses, but I hope you guys can take something away from the lessons that I showed today. And yeah, other than that, it's been another day trading recap. I hope you guys all ended on a green note today, and drop a like and maybe subscribe if you guys haven't already, because we are a new channel and every subscribe counts, so, and really helps us out. So we really do appreciate it, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.